land of YouTube. This is Annette Dion. I'm the host and founder of the Psychic News Network. How are you? Please pardon my really hastily done bad Christmas decorating. It's only December 2nd. So, Michael's saying I've been having to move through Annette's pages to find the live chats. There's something funky going on with YouTube, but I guess, you know, maybe it's I can take it as a compliment that they have to mess with me because I'm a threat. I don't know. Make sure that these are those old-fashioned lights I got at a thrift store. To keep an eye on them. We made it. We made it to PNN. It's does anyone else feel like their days are rushed because it gets dark so early? I feel like the days are so short, and it's just like, hurry up, hurry up. Hurry up, the sun's going to set at 4 o'clock. Crazy. Anyway, let's get to the news, shall we? It's December. I haven't changed my calendar, but we're in a new moon. We are in a new moon right now, so let's hear it for new moon in Sagittarius. Let's have a bell. That's a loud bell. For new moon in Sagittarius. I'm not seeing my glasses, but let's see if I can just see without them. Yeah, I mean, doesn't it feel like the days are really, really short? I have not been watching the news. I've just been catching basic headlines. Yes. It'll be dark by 4:30. New moon on Monday, and here we are on Monday. And we had a psychic party that's set for members only. So if you want to join, if you want to become a member, I have it set that members only can attend the live stream, and it's the last Saturday of each month. However, this month it will be on the winter solstice, so a week before. So if you're a member, the live stream is open to you if you're a member. So it's, you know, gives you a little time to think about it. We're going to hold the psychic party for December on the winter solstice, which is December 21st. And it's going to just come really fast. Rose sent President Biden an email today in support of his pardoning Hunter. Yes. Become a member. It's wonderful, says Michelle. Thank you for that endorsement. Spent a little time in Salem this afternoon. That was really fun. I'm going to do some collaborating with some of the witches in Salem. So, anyone else heard that we are supposed to be invaded by aliens tomorrow? Haven't heard. Hey Betty, didn't you send me this? Didn't you send me these guys? We have new guests. Not to make Elliot and Judy jealous, but we do have new guests. And they showed up a little bit late last year, but I don't have names for them yet. But these are from Betty, I believe. It was a year ago, almost, but we need names. We got lots of elves here. Okay, so a boy and a girl. So yesterday I was busy with family stuff, and as most of you know, I've got a lot of family stuff going on. It's all just life, right? So I all of a sudden I felt this like yesterday afternoon, because this is how I get my information. I guess I don't need to watch the news except to find out the specifics. I had this wave of like people really panicked yesterday afternoon, and I was like, what's going on? So then I texted Kathy Beal, our resident astrologer, and she mentioned that Biden pardoned Hunter. And I, for the life of me, can't figure out why that's a problem. Name them Sam and Ella. We could name the new elves Sam and Ella. There's a whole family there, Jingle and Bell. I kind of like Sam and Ella. Why do people have a problem with Biden pardoning his son? I mean, what he was being accused of was just like things that people, I mean, he was accused of not paying his taxes. They were trying to charge him with not paying his taxes when he was all messed up on drugs, but then he paid them. And they were trying to say he was guilty of purchasing a gun and answering a question not truthfully when he was under the influence. And it's like, and then his girlfriend got him to throw the gun away a few days later because she was afraid he was going to unalive himself. And so, I mean, I don't understand. Yeah, I mean, he should have pardoned him. So I'm gonna pull 3 cards about that. I mean, I'm starting to wonder: do we just have to complain about everything? Is that the American way? I thought it was a regional thing because that's how people are here. I'm gonna pull 3 cards about that. I mean, I was like, good. It's like good because that was ridiculous. And now the MAGAs are having a problem with that because, you know, MAGAs have a problem with everything. MAGAs have a problem with if you're happy and you know it, they have a problem with it. The MAGAs believe Joe is evil incarnate. I disagree with that, Warren. I don't think they really believe that. I think they just think they have to behave that way. Yeah, if anyone had done what Hunter had done at the worst, they would have gotten probation. And I think he did have that. For a while. So I'm going to pull 3 cards about that. About the effect of Joe Biden pardoning his son. I mean, they were threatening to send him to prison for 10 years for things that people get off the hook about. Ryan's here. Oh, by the way, I think the reason that things feel like they're my days feel like they're so short is I've been writing an exorbitant amount of articles for Substack. So go to Substack and type in @AnnetteDion. You'll see the articles. So that's been taking up a lot of my mental energy, but I got to do what my guides are telling me. Okay, so this is about Biden pardoning his son. He really wasn't going to do it. He really wasn't going to pardon Hunter. But sometimes you have to play the game that the enemy's playing. Sissy's asking if NATO's gonna enact Article 5. I'll look at it in a minute. Traitor is Traitor. It's not spelled like Trader Joe's. I'm a Sagittarius. I switch into teacher mode sometimes. Frequently. So Biden really wants to practice democracy. And democracy to him meant not interfering with the investigations into Hunter. But the pardon power was really... The pardon power is a thing for people that are being harshly sentenced. Okay? Yeah, Sissy, I'm just telling you, that's how it's spelled. If you're using Siri, it might get spelled wrong. He had a plea deal, and they took it away, exactly. Thomas is back. Thomas, everyone was asking about you. I just want you to know. The 5 of Swords is, I think part of the reason that Biden didn't really want to do too much and up until now, when he pardoned him, because it just gives them fodder. It just gives them fodder. Trump, you know, Gloria's saying Trump gets away with his crimes. Well, it's taken a very long time. I agree. I also am of the mind that Trump is a very miserable human being. If you're worried about Hunter's coke use, check out John Jr. wiping coke off his nose at the SpaceX launch. Yeah. The Hierophant means that Biden was in his full power doing that. It actually felt good because that's what pardon power is actually for. That's what pardon power is actually for. I think it makes him look good. I think it makes him look strong. Hey, Kalani. I see some people here that I haven't seen in a while. Cheryl Clark's having trouble getting into the chat. Innocent Potato's having trouble getting into the chat also. So, there's only so much that I can do. I'm still looking into that. Let's pull 3 cards about... I'm going to pull 3 cards about Jack Smith. Sissy's, putting up there that all the... Trump is threatening to appoint... I'm just going to put it that way. The most, if you had a list of 100 people that were good for a particular appointment, Trump is going not only to the bottom of the list, but below the bottom of the list. I'm reading on Jack Smith. For some reason. Hey, John. I'm reading on Jack Smith. Yeah, the most criminal people. Yeah, and they're doing that to upset everyone. Jack Smith. Jack Smith, under the water doing... Now, this is interesting. Because this brings to mind the underwater cables that Russia has been cutting. Check my blocked users list in YouTube settings and that. Thank you. I will. Rose, I don't really understand that question. Jack Smith. There is... I'm trying to remember. I did have a kind of a flash. I don't feel like Jack Smith is doing nothing. I don't feel that at all. Thomas, somebody's sending you a dad joke. Jack Smith. See the moon, the water under the water. That looks like a little bit bigger than a new moon. I would say that this has to do with, and I feel like the female there is Kamala energy. I think she's talking to Jack Smith from a prosecutor, sort of position. I'm feeling like this has to do with the underwater cables and the King of Pentacles. Jack Smith is not doing nothing. Yeah, these are pretty cards. Tia sent me these. They're Tarot de St. Croix. Kind of festive, right? Oh, well, if what will he reveal? Well, I think you can just guess, right? I mean, this is, I don't really have to spell it out. That's really, I just feel like you could probably figure it out. You could probably figure out what Jack Smith is going to, I don't get that he's, that Jack Smith is going to get up and make an announcement. This is all underwater, under the surface. That's how he works. What do you call a zombie who cooks stir fries? Dead man walking. Yes, we did miss you. Sorry we've relegated you to that duty of posting dad jokes, Thomas. I hope you don't mind, but everyone missed you. If we don't get Trump, Europe may be able to. This is going to be it's going to be a collaborative effort. Now, I'm noticing that we have 226 people in the room tonight. And when we get 150 people that hit the thumbs up, we will do what we love to do here. We love to do group hugs. they're very powerful. If you're new, please subscribe, and please go ahead and tap the thumbs up. I'm going to pull 3 cards on Kamala. Yeah, so I took a little mini trip today. I went to Salem, and it's so wonderful that it's very quiet in Salem. But I'm talking to some people there about doing some collaborations. Some witches. So that'll be interesting. So stay tuned. There's never a dull moment at the Psychic News Network. Have you noticed? I am going to pull 3 cards on Kamala. If you leave comments and chat after the video, it helps the channel's algorithm too. Thank you. I don't know if anything really helps, but I'm pulling 3 cards on Kamala. I have a couple of good news items, and as far as this channel, just the other day I hit the 1,000 video mark. Yay! 1,000 videos right here on this channel, and I got a message from Substack today that I've earned $1,000 in subscription money for my writing on Substack. So it's the day of 1,000s. So that's really exciting. That's really exciting. So definitely go to Substack, and you don't have to pay to subscribe, but I feel very, very humbled that people, if you subscribe as a founding member of my Substack, it's $150. The others are cheaper, or you can just subscribe for free. So that's exciting, and Spirit just keeps moving me to keep on writing. I can't stop writing. I'm working on another article right now. All right, thank you for the congratulations, Kamala. I have a 3 of Cups here, which is a card of celebration. I feel like there's actually a lot of cooperation going on the world stage with our allies, which makes people that are, in leadership positions feel like a little bit of comfort. Yeah, thank you for appreciating my Substacks. It's all relevant. It's all important articles. Oh, interesting. So I'm reading on Kamala. This feels like relief to me that Kamala is not like people are on it. People are world intelligence agencies, our allies, intelligence agencies are doing investigations. They're going. Thank you, Warren. I love to write. They're going well. The investigations are going well. I've been praying fervently for our investigations, on the world front to be safe, to protect the intelligence agents. But I feel like Kamala is satisfied that some things are happening. There's an end coming. There's an end of the wool being pulled over our eyes coming. And then judgment's coming also. And I don't know why I have 4 cards, but it all has to do with the man who thinks he's king. It all has to do with that. I do want to look at this a little bit further. Hang on. So the other night when we had our psychic party, remember I was showing you that I have these moon cards? These moonology cards? And we were talking about the new moon in Sagittarius. And I picked the new moon in Sagittarius card, which was uncanny. We need to do a group hug. Do you want to do a group hug that we never have to hear the Orange Menace again? Nobody's listening. Nobody's watching, and I'm in general terms, people that were watching mainstream media have stopped watching. And mainstream media is disassembling as we speak, right? They're going to places like, people that want to know what the real news is are going to like places like Midas Touch, Brian Tyler Cohen, we know, Glenn Kirshner, we know them all, Adam Muckler, Luke Beasley, they're all going there, right? So we probably, I don't want to listen to his ugly voice or see his ugly face anymore, right? I would completely avoid it. Oh my gosh, no way. Thank you for the compliments. So, you want to do a group hug that he disappears? We don't have to define how. You want to do a group hug that he disappears? Do a group hug that all the forces that be make sure he's not president? Let's do that. We're so done. Let's just, the people come together, we rise up, we protest, we do whatever we need to do that he doesn't get in. Alright? We're not going to talk about unaliving or anything. He could die of natural causes. For that matter, any of us could at any moment. I did hear about the boycott on Walmart. So let's do a group hug about that he loses power. Ready? And that whoever's struggling gets a big dose of love. Ready? 1, 2, 3! I like it. I like that idea. All right. Remember, he was Mussolini in his last life. It didn't end well for Mussolini. I'm not saying that's what will happen to Trump, but he does fear the people turning on him. He does fear that. All right. And Midas Touch stopped showing him too. Hang on a second. I want to open this door. I'm finding out in my apartment that the heat works really well because it's barely on, but it's warm in this room. You think Elon is doing all the talk for 45. It's time to take out the nefarious cards. Let's do that. Now, aside from making $1,000 on my Substack, and aside from that I've come to the 1,000 video mark, aside from that, yesterday we celebrated Church of Spirituality's 4th year in existence. Next week is my birthday. It's like all kinds of good things happening. This morning on my walk, there were 2 houses that I used to walk by all the time, and I had sent anonymous notes to these 2 different residences that were flying Trump flags. And I want to tell you that I feel like it was a huge shift. But I had sent, to address to resident, I had talked about it, what they were actually voting for. And do you know that both of those houses, the Trump flag was down? Now, I was amazed because it's been years. Thank you, Christine. They've been flying these Trump flags for years, like an FU to, I'm in a sapphire blue state, right? And so these people that are flying these Trump flags for years, that I wrote notes to prior to the election, not once but twice, the flags are down. It made my walk wonderful. Because I felt like I'd worked so hard, just mentally, And what felt wonderful about that was, remember the download that I got right after I'm going to put it this way. Yeah. There's a beacon of light on my right hand side. I have lights on. It's probably that. Have you noticed flags being down? I kind of felt like I needed to take credit for it. I felt like I did it. Now I know these people voted for Trump, but one of them, clearly, the man of the household had a business, because I won't get into details, but he had a van with ladders So, he worked in some kind of, installing gutters or something, and flying the Trump flag for years, right? And it was like an FU to the people across the street who would have their Biden sign or their Harris sign out. So they had a little war going on. And I would guess that this person who had his own contracting business got wind of the tariffs, right? Got wind of the tariffs. Is Damon in the house too? Wow, everybody's coming out of the woodwork. I love it. I just want to say this isn't specifically about those two houses that used to fly Trump flags. Because, like, if they were happy that Trump won, don't you think they'd still have their flags flying? If they were proud, they would still have their flags flying. What it symbolized to me was what I had talked about, the download that I got after the sham result of the election, November 5th, which is that we have this time in between now and the third week in January. My Harris flags are still up. They're not coming down. No way. If you have Kamala Harris flags or lawn signs, put them back out. There's these few weeks, I've said it before, I'll say it again. This is the time that MAGA gets smacked upside the head, metaphorically speaking, with the truth of what they voted for. Also, as far as I'm concerned, Fox lying and all these right-wing extremist networks lying, the private ones, well, they're all private, right? But to me is election interference. The American people were lied to. The gullible, angry people used it. They took it in, they used it, and they voted from disinformation, right? Just like when 45, when he tried to cover up the Stormy Daniels affair, that was because the American people have a right to know about the candidate, right? Remember, it wasn't that long ago. We all were aware of that. That was election interference. Integrity of journalism is gone, but we are waking up, right? So I would think that the MAGAs would at some point get angry at all the networks that lied through their noses, through their teeth, or through their, I don't know, through whatever. And they're going to hate Trump because they're really just not going to be happy with what they inadvertently voted for because they thought he was wonderful. Don't ask me how they could think that he's wonderful, but I'm very upset that they didn't cover 4 years of the Biden presidency on mainstream media. You know, they cheated us of our American timeline of this is what happened during the Joe Biden presidency. The mainstream media hid that from us. Not cool. What do you call a fish with a bow tie? Sophisticated. That's cute. Okay, I'm going to pull 3 cards on Elon Musk. And I was reminded today, because I happened to catch a program on YouTube. I'm sorry, I didn't write down who it was. It was somebody I hadn't listened to before, somebody's show I hadn't listened to before. You may have heard it. I had said last week when I was reading on Elon, you might remember this. I was reading on him and I said, his head is empty. Did you remember that? Maybe if you were here, do you remember that? I was like, tuning into Elon clairvoyantly, I was like, his head has nothing in it. I had picked up on that, and I had also picked up on, you might remember this too. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Syria's, yeah, we'll get into that. A little bit, not too much tonight. And then I had seen that when Elon meets with people, remember I was talking about that, and it's like, if you meet with somebody who's kind of like prestigious in a certain field and you think he's an intellectual, then you're like somebody who's also has great prestige in that particular field, like an engineer or something, would get together with him and you'd expect an intelligent conversation to ensue. But I got that when people met with Elon, like in a meeting, he would just make no sense at all. He would just be like blah blah blah, like at word salad. I'm reading what you're saying about Jessica Denson. Well, we might get to that too. We have a lot to cover. And then I heard about Elon's drug problem. I don't, it's interesting. And I know from listening to Rachel Maddow, her talking about fascism and Hitler and in the 30s and 40s, and that I've heard from various sources that the people around Hitler, they were all on drugs too. So it's checking out from what I'm hearing now that Elon is not, like his brain is shot. And he's attempting to be the ruler of the world. So what he's doing ketamine as a recreational drug. But let's ask this. Let's ask the pendulum. Because I mean, I don't know if you've ever done. I mean, it's none of my business. But if you've ever done drugs like speed or something, or even, for that matter, like some antihistamines, like that have ephedra in them. It makes the brain go too fast, right? This ketamine, it's like an anesthetic, I think. I think it's used in anesthesia. And what is it when they put you to sleep? I can't say that word for some reason. I just got a promotion at the farm. Now I'm the CIEO. I just got a position at the farm. Now I'm the CIEIO. Is that what you said? Oh my gosh. No, it's not a horse tranquilizer. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about ketamine. It's used for anesthesia. I said it right. It just sounded weird. I'm pulling 3 cards. Is an anesthetic. I was saying it, you know when you say a word and it's like doesn't sound like the right word to me. Anyway, it's a weird day. 3 cards about Elon, but I think I want to be specific. What's going to happen to Elon? He has government contracts with the United States government. It's not good. It's not good. It's definitely not good. He has no brain. I agree. I don't see him having a brain. The 4 of Pentacles, the Tower, the Knight of Wands. Okay. I really do think that our allies are going to take Elon down. I think our allies are going to take Elon down. There's the Tower. There's the 4 of Pentacles. He's trying to hide what he's doing with his money. He's trying to hide what he did with the elections, but not totally. That is what killed Matthew Perrio's ketamine. People are talking about Jessica Denson, which I'm interested in because I'm a fan of hers. Yeah. I would refrain here from bashing Midas Touch because we don't know what happened. And Midas Touch has done a huge service for this country. So as they get bigger and bigger, you know, kind of things happen and people get mad, and she needs to have her own channel. She's very good and she's very talented, and sometimes the universe does that, right? Sometimes the universe does that. Sometimes the universe makes you like have a falling out with somebody and you never thought that was going to happen, and you have a falling out and it puts you on a whole different trajectory in life. So just saying about that. But as far as Elon goes, yeah. The Joan of Arc card is coming up. So our allies are definitely on to Elon. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Elon pointed to his head and said said what? I can't read that. I don't know what you're saying. Anyway, let's do this, okay? Let's do this. And there's probably a reason that Midas Touch is not talking about election interference. I'm going to read on that tonight. I'm going to actually read on Midas Touch. Is everybody okay out there? Or a big boom. And I just want to share my point of view. Like earlier I was saying, that I didn't understand why anybody had a problem with Hunter Biden being pardoned by his father. And what I'm starting to notice, and believe me, it happens on my channel. Not too often, but it does happen. I'm watching Midas Touch less too, but it's really just because I don't want to hear anything about the new administration that I don't want. I'm laughing at the dad joke. I'm sorry. I know we're all over the place, but that was a funny one. How much does it cost Father Christmas to park his sleigh? Nothing. It's on the house. But bum. Anyway. I really want to see Americans get out of the habit of needing to have a negative take on things, okay? Because that's what happens, and we need to break that habit in general. It's my opinion. I've spent, hours and hours and hours and hours doing my shows, and, and I've had people, like, insult me and bash me, and it's like, it's free! It's like, what do they say, beggars can't be choosers? And I'm just saying, we don't, if Jessica Denson had a falling out with Midas Touch, she needed to be on her own, right? They didn't want to cover election interference. I'm sure that part of that is because Jordy has a new baby. Ben has a new baby. I don't know if Brett's getting death threats too, but they're all getting death threats. They're having people threatening their family. Everyone seems to look for the negative, and it's just habitual. I just got through saying, people complain, and where I live, oh my gosh, everybody complains about everything. Yeah, Michael Popak has a new baby too. I thought it was a regional thing. Maybe it's a national thing. I laugh because that's how we are in New England. I don't know why. Do I realize I just named the elves Sam and Ella? Oh, is that what somebody was playing a joke on me? What's in the water over there? Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm actually going to pull 3 cards about Trump. How many years have I pulled cards about Trump? I'm so done. I'm so done. What's Debbie saying? I missed it. If it's a newsflash, can somebody put it back up there again? Thank you for being here, all of you. Thank you, Suzanne, for giving me a donation. I really appreciate it. It's a shame that the right can't handle criticism. So this is fascinating to me. I'm noticing that people are saying that they quit. It's fine if you quit. Adam came on to tell us he's Muslim. I knew that. I don't have a problem with people quitting. Why would I care, right? It's your business. It does raise question marks in my head. Because just I'm pulling cards on Trump. Just in terms of like say Midas touch, for instance. I don't know if we would have gotten any news at all about what was happening in the United States of America if it weren't for Midas touch and the others like Midas touch. They just happen to be, I think Brian Tyler Cohen might be bigger, but you know, and I'm not really sure why you're putting up that Adam Muckler is Muslim. Like, how is that relevant? So, like, can we all just go, nobody's perfect? I'm not. He had to pull back because his image was getting to you. I don't want to think that my viewers here are that judgmental. I didn't think that that was the case. Trump. Vlad Dracula. I was actually watching, I'm a big fan of Rick Steves. I was watching Rick Steves last night and I didn't see the whole thing because it was getting late and I was leaving my mom's, but I didn't know about this Vlad, that Dracula. I didn't know the story of that. I'm sure I can look it up. So Rick Steves was in Romania and he was talking about this Vlad. This is Vlad Dracula. And he was talking about the ruler, Vlad. I'll look it up later. I'm asking about Trump. Vlad the Impaler, yes. I don't know what his last name was or if he was a czar or what. But it made me instantly think of this card. Right? So I'm asking about Trump and I have the Vlad card. And I always laugh when I get this card because it's Vladimir Putin that represents. Trump is Vladimir Putin right now. You just have to take that in and take it as factual because it is. Wow, we didn't just go there, go where? And Damon, your favorite card? Yeah, they're tighter than ever. They're tighter than ever. And I've been saying the whole election season, a vote for Trump is to vote for Vladimir Putin. I wrote a whole Substack about it. It's really, it's more, I know I've been saying that Trump is Putin's puppet, but this is like, Trump is Putin's megaphone, even if we're not seeing Trump speak publicly. I don't think he has. Thank you, Maria. Yeah, Vlad the Impaler, right, is a character from history. What a horrible, horrible person. Thank you, Sissy. I appreciate it so much. Yeah, if you Google it, who was Vlad the Impaler? What was his name? But this says Vlad Dracula, and so Count Dracula was Bram Stoker or Stoker? I think it's Bram Stoker, right? That Dracula was based on, Transylvania and all that, and Romania. This is what I'm getting about Trump. So Trump is Putin's megaphone. And you have to read my Substack, the most recent one. I'll look it up right now so you know what it looks like. I really need for you all to go to my Substack, and thank you to those of you who have. What this is my latest Substack. We have been warned adequately, are we listening? And that's Alexei Navalny after he was poisoned by Putin. I feel Alexei Navalny on the other side working hard. Working hard to take down Putin. So let's read on Putin. We were just reading on Trump, but it's like they're all, I mean, this is weird. This is weird. What's going on in Syria right now is a big blow to Putin. I'm picking that up really strongly. And I don't know a lot about what's going on in Syria, but I get that it caught him off guard. They're one and the same. They're one and the same. Ryan saying, I hope he haunts the living, you know what, out of Putin. I feel Navalny knew a lot before he crossed over to the other side. You this is what it looks like to me. Do you remember the movie Ghost? Patrick Swayze was the guy that was murdered, the character that was murdered. You want me to look at the country of Georgia? Do you want me to ask if they're gonna win, keep their independence? Texas Paul had a live stream where he gave a great history lesson on the real Dracula. Interesting. I feel that Navalny is it's just like that movie Ghost. Remember that? Yes, Demi Moore and Whoopi. I'm laughing because when I saw that movie, and that was like the early 90s, right? I think that movie came out like 1991. And I saw Whoopi Goldberg playing that character, and I was like, oh my God, that's exactly how it is to do a reading. She was really funny in that movie. Barbara saying our government cannot let Trump back in. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. That's why I don't listen to anything. As soon as I hear, and this concludes Midas Touch and all the pro-democracy channels, it includes Brian Tyler Cohen, if somebody says when Trump gets into the White House, I turn it off. Did that give rise to the phrase "you're in trouble, girl"? Whoopi Goldberg in that movie? That was the funniest scene when all the people are around her on the other side and they're like bothering her. Tulsi Gabbard, she's bad news. She was on the list, the list of people to look out for. Wow, there's so much going on. There's so much going on. We're gonna read on Putin. Yeah, I won't believe. Before we go tonight, we'll pull some cards about whether Trump is gonna. I'm not even gonna say it. I'll just read on it, but I won't even say it. You like Popok best? You have that in past tense, Debbie. Did you quit watching Midas Touch? Vlad. Something quickly is gonna shut him down. Now, I don't mean entirely, but something is quickly going to shut Vladimir Putin down. I don't mean entirely. But Vlad is, he's uncomfortable. And something, the Chariot card, the Six of Cups, and the Ten of Wands, which doesn't look like a pleasant place to be. That card just disappeared. And replaced with Queen of Wands. On Friday, we were talking about the woman who, I think the election got taken from her in Romania. That's why I was talking about Romania. Plus, I happened to see the show last night that Rick Steves has about Romania, which is really excellent. Watch Rick Steves. If you want to learn a lot, it's just so educational. He's what a wonderful man. Anyway. The Chariot means something's going to happen. I just keep feeling like something caught Putin way off guard. Way off guard. The Chariot, and it's going to happen quickly. Now, I'm not saying all of a sudden all his destructive, projects are going to, all his plans to destroy Europe. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying he's about to take a big hit. Y'all are Rick Steves fans? It's nice to watch that, to just get away from all the bad news. I've always felt like the people of Russia were gonna turn on Putin. They have attempted to. When he started the war in Ukraine, they were protesting in the streets. They're very brave people. You love watching Rick Steves with your son. I watch it with my mom. Why are you saying that tomorrow we're going to be invaded by aliens? The aliens are already here. Okay, so what else do we need to go over? We're winding down. We're at 50 minutes, so Rick Steves is such a great American. Rick Steves, they showed a little clip of it on one of the Midas Touch shows. It was Anthony Davis. They're on one of the Anthony Davis shows. They showed a Rick Steves clip. Remember we talked about that? And he was in Russia. No, he was in Germany. I got Putin on my brain. He was in Germany, and there were like slats of the gravestones, like slates of to commemorate the men that stood up to Hitler. Maybe women too, and he threw them into prisons, into camps, and then when the war was about to end, when Hitler was going to commit suicide, he executed them. And so Rick Steves was making the point, this is before the election, that we have to stop fascism. That we have to stop fascism. Joe Rogan is a fool. How did Vikings communicate with one another? By Norse code. I like it. It shows about the Vikings too. I'm going to pull three cards about this election interference. Will faux news ever be a real news channel? Here's your answer. No. Anna. Anna watches the psychic shows instead of the news. 3 cards about the election interference. You can tell me the source of this news that you're getting, that the aliens are landing tomorrow. Does anyone want to tell me why you're all saying that? I mean, I don't know if it's everybody, but I don't know if it's different people that are saying aliens are landing. The election interference. The 8 of Swords means people will be hemmed in about the election interference. China's telling North Korea to get out of Russia, to get out of Ukraine. Yeah, good. Yep, there was a Ukrainian soldier, I think he was a wrestler, that told Joe Rogan that all he's doing is repeating Russian propaganda. Remember a few months ago I said, this was like 4 months ago, I said the 2 words you're going to hear a lot are Russian propaganda, again and again. As far as the election, okay, well this is interesting. It's kind of a good note to wind down on. Yeah, tomorrow apparently the aliens are landing. They're already here. As far as the election goes, on this, there's a change. There's a wheel of fortune. There's a change coming around the election results. Wait a minute. I need to read this. I'm sorry. It's been predicted of an AI in 1989 when Joe Rogan interviews 39 days afterwards, which is December 3rd, that we will be invaded by aliens. And Betty, are you telling me that you believe that? I'm worried. I'm not going to answer that tonight. Is NATO going to attack Russia? I'm not going to answer that tonight. But I'll just suffice it to say that NATO is on to Putin in a big, big, big way. Aliens are already here. Are they going to be visible tomorrow? Not any more than they already are. We're from them. Joe Rogan is not too bright. Remember I told you we're going to hear Russian propaganda, and then shortly after that, the DOJ said that they discovered that Russia was paying lots and lots of money. Lots and lots of money. Do you remember that? When the DOJ said that I think they shut them down, the Russian bots? And the people, now I don't keep track of these people, I don't remember their names, but they were naming names of people that have these right-wing extremist podcasts that knew they were getting the Russian propaganda straight from the Kremlin. As far as the election on November 5th, the Wheel of Fortune means something's going to change. I keep on thinking of Romania and Mexico. Those two women are not going to take it. Also, this is a time of the rising of the divine feminine. I know we're having a delay. Yes, the Russian stooges. I don't know why they didn't get arrested, but not everything is all finished yet. We're kind of in the muck. Yeah, Russian propaganda, Russian propaganda, Russian propaganda. You don't mess with women in charge. No, these are power women. And the Ace of Wands. Oh yeah, we're going to hear a big story about what actually happened in our United States election. I just want you to know that. We're going to hear about it. We are. We're going to hear that it was an act of war. Warren, you know how much I don't like that question. We're going to hear, because does it really matter when? We're going to know. I don't see Trump getting in the White House. But I'm not going to tell you the exact date and time. That's why it's not in English. You all know I just, I yell at Warren. It's kind of a thing. Don't be sending me emails. Do you like the light to my right? Do you mean this one? I'm going to do a better job at decorating. And then it's kind of, then Thomas says, poor Warren, and then we all do a boo-hoo. And we're just all kidding with one another. There will be more. There's going to be a lot. Send prayers to Marge. I should get a black light. That's a great idea. That's a great idea, Damon. For Christmas. Anyway. Oh, there were lots of election shenanigans. There wasn't, not even a microsecond of a moment that I thought that it was legit. Not even, and it didn't take a psychic. It did not take a psychic. We're wishing Marge a speedy recovery. Please continue to send prayers to my mom and my dad. We're going through it. He's with us. He's doing okay. So thank you for all your prayers. Before we go, I'm going to do a pop-up with Kathy Beale at some point this week. I'm not telling you days and times because we haven't nailed one down, but I'm not going to tell you even when we do because I want you all to make sure that you have hit your notification bell. Make sure that you're subscribed. When you book a reading, it helps me to pay my bills. Quite honestly, frankly, my rent is really high. I live in an expensive area. I grew up here. I don't want to move. Psychicannetdion.com, but I'm not asking for you to just get a reading because as charity, you can donate if you want to help in that way. But a reading is really insightful and really, really a wonderful, wonderful thing. So Kathy Beale and I, we're going to pop up at some point this week. Remember, if you become a member, we're having a winter solstice party. And I was in Salem talking to some people that do what I do today, and we might be brewing up something really fun and interesting. So stay tuned here. Please subscribe. Please hit the thumbs up. Church of Spirituality yesterday was incredible. Please check that out and subscribe to my Substack. It's at Annette Dion. And share it and share these videos. And I'm so grateful that we're together. I'm so grateful to all of you. You make it fun. You keep us all uplifted. Only focus your mental attention on what you want to see happen, and just don't listen to the rest of it. I keep getting that message so much. Don't pay attention to anything except your thoughts about what you want to see happen. Remember, Einstein said, this just came to me today. Einstein said you can't solve a problem at the level of the problem. I believe what he meant by that was you got to go to the higher vision. All right? I love you all. I'll see you soon. And what's today? Monday? My days are all messed up. See you on Wednesday. I might pop in tomorrow at some point. All right. Love you. Namaste. Bye. Take care.